along with a slight grin. Picks apart a cases where the truth's been thin. Sharp tongue firing like a rebel's hell. Justice served with a snarky spin. Nick's got the mic and is breaking it down. Lego chaos spinning all around. Laughing at the lies at the courts of crown. Riding the edge where truth is found. Coffee's cold but the witch stays hot. Poking at the holes in the legal plot. With a tilt of the glass he connects the dots. The courtroom's wild and he calls the shots. Nick's got the mic and is breaking it down. Lego chaos spinning all around. Laughing at the lies at the courts of crown. Riding the edge where truth is found. Electric strums echo through the air. Justice tangled in a legal snare. With a grin, he tears it bare. No nonsense talk for those who care.
Dun 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 dun. Hey-oh. All right. Oh, I've been waiting for this, folks. I have been waiting for this. Hello, Gwendolyn. Hello, Kerfuffle. Kelly, Turnips. Hello, everybody over at Rumble. Welcome to Legal Snark Reacts, or the more diplomatic word. How many times can I say the C word without getting demonetized? Oh, Gigi, everybody say hello to Gigi, my first and best moderator. Hello, Gigi, good to have you here. Good to have you here. And Miss Peach is here. Oh, yeah. And why is my Wi-Fi acting up? Do I have to? I should run a cable up here instead. I mean, I have 500 from the main line outside right into, but I don't like getting the cables everywhere. So, but well, we will survive. We will survive. Oh, Jen is here and Jerry is here. Oh, good to have you here. Good to have you all here. Yeah, we are here because Lyin Lally got on the stand today. He had to answer questions today. That now this was more or less mid-nap for me. I mean, I woke up. Oh, is that on? I put on from the Young Jerks and listened, and then they dozed in and out of unconsciousness. But what I heard was, "Oh, you a-hole! Oh, you a-hole! Oh, you absolute a-hole!" Assistant District Attorney Lally. So yeah, I've heard some. I haven't heard it all. This will be interesting. Well, thank you, Turnip, saying I look very dapper. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, Christine. Hi, Christine. Good to have you here. Yeah. Yeah. You know the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe to Mr. For do it for Mr. Jingles. Do it for Mr. Jingles. But yeah, I think we should go right into it. And remember, folks, after this stream, it is time to build Lego with Dr. Turtleboy, Aidan Carney, at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Will that start with me, Dave, with Valhalla Waits, and Wendy H. Okay, I am now. This Wi-Fi is annoying. There you go. Okay, let's hope this will. Oh, come on. Wi-Fi, don't act up. Now, there is a storm rolling in that was in Ireland and Great Britain yesterday. So it might be one of those days. What? Stop doing that. Sorry, folks. It didn't help by doing that. Let's try to go back. Oh, well. Yes, we are building Lego with Turtleboy today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So it's not the usual interview that you might have heard now a dozen times. And so, yeah, we will see we will see. We will see how that goes. Because now I have... Oh, where is it? I'm building Batman. I'm building Batman. So yeah, but that is for later. That is for later. Now it is... Oh, I can't. Hold on. Let me choose another one. Let me go with this one instead. Yeah, I am borrowing the stream from... Let's do this. Borrowing the stream from the Young Jerks, because that is the only clean stream I found. I have sent away a request, but he hasn't answered yet. So I'm going for... because that's a clean stream. Yeah, I think he will be okay with it. I think he will be okay with it. These things are sent to tries. Oh, yeah. So, folks, the parameters are, if I can give you some legal analysis of the events, I will. There will also be words. There will be words that may not be for the easily offended. Just so you know. Just so you know. But let's get right into it.
Always new information that you're getting from the state police?
I think it would vary. I think there were certainly items that I probably had to ask for more than once, but there were definitely items that I had asked for and was provided promptly, and then moved on from there to either additional information or that avenue was complete.
So do you keep records of, I asked for search warrants, I asked for crime lab stuff, I asked for witness statements? Do you keep records when you receive that information to be able to check off to say, I got these things, they're no longer outstanding, and the rest of this is?
I mean, I keep records in the sense of a list of items I'm looking for. And obviously when I receive something, then yeah, that would get checked off the list as far as I'm not looking for that anymore.
Let's see how long that answer stays the truth.
Because I have it.
Okay. So if you got a set of grand jury minutes from a witness that you know testified in front of the grand jury, you'd check that off your list.
Well, as far as yes, I mean, I was at the grand jury, so I know who testified at the grand jury. But as far as receiving the minutes, yes, I'm aware of the dates, and when I receive the minutes, then that would check that off the list.
I missed, I think, a question and answer, one question earlier. I think the question was, do you keep records of what you requested? What was your answer to that question?
So records, as far as what was requested, I would always have, at least in some form, some sort of running list of items I was looking for. And then if I received an item, then that would be something that would be off the list. Now, that list would be obviously added to as information develops, and there might be additional items that I'm looking for.
And presumably because it's on the list, you've made the request?
Yes.
Okay.
And so you'd have whatever's on the list, you'd have emails requesting that information.
Take a wild guess here if he brought that list of his to court today. Take a wild guess. Of course he didn't. Why would he? He's on the stand under oath. Well, not on, well, he's there as a officer of the court, which is equal to being under oath. Now, we know by now that ADA Lally, he really doesn't care. He really doesn't.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then if they emailed back, you'd have checks off of your list that you got whatever it was. That, you know, maybe you were asking for 10 things and you got 5. You'd check those 5 things off your list. Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any other mechanism you used to document what you got from, just right now we're talking about the state police, Trooper Tully and Trooper Proctor?
I'm sorry, any other mechanism of doing what again?
Keeping track of what they're producing for you. Is it all just emails and check marks on a list? Or is there some other way that you keep track as well?
No, I mean, it would be something that I would have a list of items that are outstanding that would be, you know, followed up on if they hadn't been received at that point, and then I would follow up with whoever the appropriate person was to get copies of those.
And these lists remain in the file? Your lists with the check marks remain in the file?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Okay. And have you reviewed any of them before you testified here today?
No.
Okay. Is there a reason you didn't review the file before you testified here today?
I don't have the file.
He does not have the file. Well, he handed over everything to the next prosecutor. So yeah, I can understand that. But why wouldn't he talk to that new prosecutor in this case? You know, Miss, I don't remember. I don't care what her name is. Hey, you, Broad, whatever's. I need to take a look. I'm going to testify. I want to make sure my answers are correct because it's important to me as an officer of the court that I answer every question truthfully, straightforward, with clear answers. That would be something even a bad prosecutor would do. Not him. Not ADA Lally.
You work for the DA's office, right?
I do.
And it's in the DA's office, right?
Yes.
And you knew you were going to be asked questions about this case, right?
Yes.
And you didn't do anything to educate yourself about what you did initially on the case?
Objection. This is her witness.
Well, I'm not sure I agree with that as an objection, but I'm going to sustain the objection as to the relevance. He did not review the file. Next question.
So what did you review in preparation for your testimony here today?
I reviewed portions of the file. I reviewed some of the items that have been produced by ADA Hickman. I reviewed search warrants. I reviewed police reports. I reviewed, you were asking me specifically as far as checklists or notations. I didn't review those, but I did review, I have portions of the file. I have access to the file, and I did review portions of the file.
So this is one of the big principles in law. The state is the state, is the state, is the state. It doesn't matter who sits on the information. It's all in the hands of the state. In the eyes of the law, they are all the same. So when you are called or subpoenaed to testify about this particular thing, the accusation of not handing over evidence, according to Rule 14. Rule 14 is that rule that kicks in. Hey, we charged this guy. Yeah, Rule 14 kicks in, which means hand shit over. That's the short answer. Now, there are exceptions, work product and stuff like that. But generally, you charged the guy. He's arraigned. The defense needs the information you have. Hand it the fuck over. Let's see if ADA Lally did that.
Okay. So you did review first portions of the files.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You just didn't review your checklist.
No.
Okay. Now, in terms of the Milton Police Department, do you also have emails going back and forth to the Milton Police Department asking for certain documents?
Yes.
And who in the police, would that be Lieutenant Collins?
Yes.
Anyone else in the Milton Police Department were you looking for documents from?
On this case, I don't believe so, no.
And did you keep the same type of list that you kept for the state police of outstanding things that you were looking for the Milton Police Department?
Yes.
And what did you get back from the Milton Police Department? Do you remember?
Items of similar nature that they had access to, as far as police reports, photographs.
Hold on here. You actually asked for police reports, ADA Lally? I have a strong recollection. 2 trials, you might have heard of them. The trial and retrial of Karen Reed, where basically no report was handed over voluntarily. Police reports that was mysteriously missing because, no, I never wrote a report. But here in this case with that police department, yeah, he asked and apparently got it. Now let's see with the Milton Police Department. He got it. He got what he asked for. Do you think he got it voluntarily, freely, fast from the Norfolk? From the state police? From those guys? Do we know who the lady is that is questioning Lally? Yes, that is Mr. King's defense attorney, whose name is... Did he put it there? Nope. Oh. Well, she is apparently, according to a lot of people, she's a very good defense attorney. I listened to the interview yesterday. That was Aiden's first choice, but she was preoccupied, and now he got Bedro, which is a good replacement. Thank you, Rosemary Scarapicchio or something. Yeah, Rosemary. Yeah, she's good. She's really good.
I don't believe Milton did any of the search warrants in this case, but other items of discovery, video that they recovered, there's a litany of different items.
You can recover video?
Yes.
Okay.
Imagine
and those would all
that.
be memorialized by email. Is that how you did it?
Yes, that's, I think, what Mr. McGee attached as Exhibit 1. It's about 137 pages.
Of emails back and forth between the Milton Police Department and you?
Correct.
And so at what point do you know that you have all of, so other than, strike that. Milton Police, State Police, any other person or entity that you sought information for in this case?
Certainly.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Who's that?
Be the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, be the State Police Crime Lab. There were some items that were outsourced to Bodie Technology Lab in Lorton, Virginia, where they did some additional forensic testing pursuant to DNA. They have different methods that our lab does not.
Anybody else?
Milton Fire Department, I believe Fallon paramedics were involved in the transport of the victim, Mr. Simmons. That's all I can think of at this point.
Okay. And would you communicate with those agencies the same way you communicated with the State Police and the Milton Police via email?
For the most part, could have been phone call on some of those.
All right, so let's stop there. If there was a phone call, how did you memorialize what you requested and what they said in a phone call?
Notes.
You have individual notes?
Yes.
And where would those notes be right now?
In the file.
Okay. So do you keep like a running page of all the notes that you've taken in the case with communications that you had with all of the other entities and officers in State Police in this case?
Not all in one location, but it would be sort of divided up by different entities as far as what I was requesting from that specific entity and what I was looking for, what I was still waiting for, what was still outstanding, things of that nature. Okay.
So what happens when you ask for something, let's just say from the State Police, and they don't give it to you? What's the next thing you do?
The next thing I do would be to ask for it again.
Okay. How many times do you ask for it before you have a meeting with the State Police to look at their file?
Objection. The biggest objection I have here is that we're not speaking about any individual document, any individual date. Vague questions about
this is general practice, generally Mr. Lally's practice. I think part of the issue here is we don't have very specific items that are being referred to. Right. But I think I'm going to overrule the objection and give Attorney Scapiccio a little bit of leeway here in terms of general practice.
Isn't it rough, ADA Lally, to not be in the cradle of Judge Bev? Is it rough when a judge actually wants to go to the bottom of things, to have a hearing, where you actually have to say what you're doing? Isn't it rough, ADA Lally, not being pampered? Not having your blankie, not being in your safe zone. Is it rough? You want to cry, ADA Lally? Twat.
So in general, how many times do you email for the same document before you go to the State Police and start to have a sit down with them?
I think it varies. I think it would be depending on a lot of different factors as far as what the item is, what the explanation is for why I don't have it yet, whether it's not available or whether it's something that they're currently working on, or if it's something that I know has been completed and I've asked for it multiple times and I still don't have it. I'm not saying that even happened in this case, but if in a general practice, if that was something that were going on, then...
I'm not saying that ever happened in this case. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, wow. No, this was a good... Thank you for $5 via PayPal. Yes, I have my tip jar pinned on the top of the chat, which is really, really good for me. I have turned off the super chats and stuff like that. I did that in preparation for the Lego, because of course the Lego build interview we're having with Aidan Carney later today is also a fundraiser. So if you want to, deeply appreciate it. Never necessary. But PayPal, give me buy me a coffee. All of those links are in the description below this stream. But as for super chats and stuff, nah, not today. Not today. Rest of the week, definitely. And as I always say, if you're struggling, I specifically ban you from supporting me financially. I'm banning you from doing that, just so you know. Do not sit there, oh, I really want to, but I'm not sure. Don't. Go watch my videos. A little ad revenue. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. All right. With that out of the way, let's keep going.
Yes, I would want to sit down with somebody and figure out exactly what's going on.
Oh,
Okay. So let me ask specific questions about this.
Oh, I forgot to say, thank you for the $5 from Katrina. Thank you so much. I won't say the whole name because PayPal, it's your actual name. In the chat, you might have a different name. And to Anima over at Rumble asking, what time is the Lego stream? It is 8 p.m. Eastern time.
This case. When you reached out, let's start with Trooper Proctor. In this case, looking for information, and there were emails back and forth. Were there any occasions where you did not get the documents or the information that you were seeking from Trooper Proctor?
I don't recall anything specific other than if it was a situation where I'm looking for a report about something, and that report hasn't been completed yet, or that item hasn't been obtained yet for whatever reason. But I don't recall, in this case, ever asking for something and just not getting it.
Really, Assistant District Attorney Lally, you have no recollection whatsoever about asking Proctor for something that you did not get? Let's see how long that answer remains a viable answer. I wonder how. Yeah, Mr. Lally, you're not in front of amateurs. You do not have the protection of Judge Bev. I would say what you just did was lying on the witness stand in front of a judge that actually wants the truth.
Do you remember asking Trooper Proctor for the search warrants that he did in this case?
Yes.
And the affidavits accompanying the search warrants?
Yes.
Let's go back and listen to his answer here before she asked about Trooper Proctor.
The information that you were seeking from Trooper Proctor?
I don't recall anything specific other than if it was a situation where I'm looking for a report about something, and that report hasn't been completed yet, or that item hasn't been obtained yet for whatever reason. But I don't recall, in this case, ever asking for something and just not getting it.
This was what he said. And seconds later, he suddenly remembers.
Do you remember asking Trooper Proctor for the search warrants that he did in this case?
Yes.
And the affidavits accompanying the search warrants?
Yes.
And did he provide them to you?
What I received was a partial affidavit for search warrant.
Did he provide them to you, yes or no?
Some.
How many search warrants do you recall there being in the King Gardner case?
In 2021 or beyond?
Let's start with 2021. How many search warrants? You guys have search warrants?
6.
Six.
When you
6 search warrants in 2021. Remember his answer. He can't remember any specifics. And then the next question was, well, what about Mr. Proctor? Well, I got a partial.
asked, and he signed all 6 search warrants, is that fair to say?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay. And so when did you ask Trooper Proctor for the search warrants?
In July or August of 2021 when they were filed for.
Okay. And when did you get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor?
I didn't get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor.
You fucking moron. You said you're on a witness stand in front of a judge. This is broadcasted. You say you can't recollect anything specifics, and you know that is a lie. Trooper Proctor signed 6 search warrants, wrote affidavits, and you never got 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor. 4 years ago, you asked for the search warrants and affidavits. And you didn't get them. Because you're a moron. Lazy, incompetent moron. Hi, Derek. Why would they need 6 search warrants? Well, you have the general one. Hey, we need a broad one. Then you need to go into specifics. You need for the phone, the contents of the phone. I mean, it's good to have several search warrants specifying this is what we are actually looking for.
Did not.
I did not.
Okay. So, did you get 1 search warrant from him?
From him specifically, I received a portion of the affidavit for search warrant 306 and the entire affidavit for search warrant 348.
He got a partial for 1 and the entire affidavit for 1. So 1 and some scraps out of 6 complete search warrants with affidavits. Let's see how he explains this. Because remember, minute before this, he said he couldn't recall anything specifics. Liar!
Okay, so you got portions of 2 search warrants, and you knew there were 6 search warrants. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you make notes somewhere in your file? Geez, I asked Trooper Proctor for these 6 search warrants. He hasn't given them to me yet?
I believe, yes.
Okay, those notes are in your file?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then when you didn't get the search warrants from Trooper Proctor, did you meet with him?
Yes, I mean, specific to that, I don't recall any specific meeting related to search warrants, but we did meet.
I want you to now take good notice about how much he does not recall. I do there because it will become important later, because that is one of the things that really, oh, you lying sack of shit, you lies in human form. I will you will know it, because you will probably notice it, and for you who won't, I'm going to bring it up.
Several times in relation to this investigation in this case.
But you understand that search warrants are Rule 14 automatic discovery, right? And you knew there were 6 search warrants, right?
I did.
And so when do you realize that you don't have all 6 search warrants? How long into the process? Do you know right away you don't have them all? Or do you not know for a long time you don't have them all?
I don't think I realized at that time that I didn't have them all.
So I guess I'm confused about how your system works. You said you had a system where if you asked for something and you didn't get it, you would then follow up with the police officer asking again and again. Did you do that with Trooper Proctor in this case with the 6 search warrants?
Yes, I believe so.
How many times did you email Trooper Proctor asking for the 6 search warrants?
I don't know.
I don't know.
More than 10?
I don't believe so, no.
I don't know.
How far in between each email? Did you wait a month and email him again?
Now, ADA Lally here is moving into territory where he needs to have a cork on the fork so he won't stab himself in the eye when he tries to eat. This is so insanely stupid. How he tries to explain this away. It is he needs to be committed. Because there's something seriously wrong with a person acting like this. If this was a defendant in a criminal case, they would have an evaluation ordered on him. Hey, Pink Slime. Oh, yeah. Oh, I gotta check. 18 bucks. Thank you so much from Pink Slime, I presume. And he says, I have to be a Swig soda shop in Utah. All right. I will test Swig soda in Utah when I get there. Oh, yeah. Oh, for you who don't know, I'm going back to the United States this year as well on my vacation. And I'm going to Utah. I land September 3rd. And I'm going to meet up with Connor, for Legal Vice's son. Then we are going to visit Jeff, Legal Vice's grave. I'm also going to visit Dani On. And you might know or don't. If you don't, I don't. She's expecting. And the eviction date of the baby is about now. And she's very, very angry that baby doesn't really want to be evicted just yet. So in a month and a half, I will be in Utah visiting a little baby. And then I will be there for 2 weeks. Then I will be flying down to Miami, where I will meet up with people. Steve Gosney, who is a death penalty certified defense attorney. Now he's working in civil law, but he's still certified. I've had him on my channel a lot of times. So it will be fun. We will have a meet up in Miami. I will probably try to arrange some kind of meetup in Utah as well. I have no idea how many of my viewers live in Utah or Miami, but I will make people know, hey, I will be here at this diner this date between these times. So if you want to show up and say hi, you're very, very welcome. Yes, I miss Jeff. Sometimes I'm really angry at Jeff for dying. We had so much fun. Brooklyn, Val Friedman. Yes, I hope to meet with Val Friedman. Val Friedman is the attorney who won the Young versus CNN defamation case, and CNN settled for not under $50 million. And I had an interview with Val Friedman after that case was done, and amazing person. All right, let's get back to Lyin Lally.
Again, did you wait a week? Did you wait a day? How long in between your requests to Trooper Proctor to produce the 6 search warrants in this case?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
Did you review your emails before you came here today?
Some of them, yes.
Did you see any emails to and from Trooper Proctor regarding the search warrants?
Yes.
How many did you see?
I don't recall.
More than...
I don't recall. Hey, Totally Pip. Heyo, member for 26 months. One of the OGs on this channel. One of the OGs. Thank you so much. Viking, say hi. Oh, thank you for staying here. Totally Pip. Thank you.
5?
Yes.
Oh, speaking. This is Vice baby. This is Connor. This is Jeff's kid. Who I'm meeting up with in Utah in a month and a half and some days. Gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. That is so nice of you. Oh, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I have a bad joke about. Do I dare say this bad joke or bad pun? Connor got together with Danielle, and let's just say that I think you're a good match, but I also think that couldn't Jeff have made you two meet in another way? Just it seems like a bit too yeah. Never mind.
More than 10?
I don't know.
What are the dates of the first time you asked Trooper Proctor for the search warrant?
Specific date, I don't know.
How long before the next time you asked him for a big search warrant?
Specifically, I don't know.
Was it months or weeks?
Weeks.
Weeks later. Okay,
Yes.
so that's 2 times you asked him. What about the third time? How much time went by?
I don't know.
Months or weeks?
I don't know.
How the fuck do
What
you
about
don't?
the fourth time?
How the fuck do you not know? Because if you have any kind of system, even a retarded system, you know, well, I always do this if I don't get the materials. I wait 2 weeks, then I get, Ayo, reminder, hand it the fuck over. If they don't, those intervals should be shorter and shorter until you knock gently on the door with a chair, sit your ass down and say, I'm going to be here. I'll be on my laptop doing some cases. Get me the fucking warrants. Get me the affidavits now. That is what a good prosecutor would do when they have a cop who doesn't want to hand over information. ADA Lally didn't. What's a portion of an affidavit? That I assume. Here's my guess. I don't know, but here's my guess. My guess is that somebody forgot to sign it, or somebody didn't keep a copy of a signed one, so he scrambled together something to send over. And that is probably Proctor's practice when he wants to hide something, that it disappears. Can he be charged with a crime? No. First of all, who would? Morrissey? No. That won't happen. What he can be is fired, because now he is a liability.
Again, I don't know how many times and I don't know specific dates.
So I guess my question is, how does your system work if you're not getting the discovery that you're asking a police officer for, and you're asked for it, let's just say 5 times? What do? Do you go to the office and you sit down and say, give me these search warrants, I have to turn them over?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Did you do that in this case?
Yes.
You go to Trooper Proctor and say, give me the search warrants because I have to turn them over.
Yes.
When did you do that?
Sometime prior to the defendant's arraignment in December of 21.
I believe that is a lie. But because he has to say this, that it was prior to, because if it's after the arraignment, then it goes from a Rule 14 to a full-fledged Brady violation. Now, I do believe they crossed that road long ago. But here he's oddly specific with saying it's prior to the defendant's arraignment. oddly specific.
November of 21, did you say?
December of 21.
December of 21. So when you get to his office, do you go there or do you tell him to come to your office? I don't know how that works.
Either way, I don't
Remember
remember.
how you met about the search warrants the first time?
In
other words, did he come to you or you go to him?
I don't know.
Okay. So you have a sit down.
Yes.
And you ask him for the 6 search warrants. And what does he say?
Okay, you will get them to me.
He will get them to you.
Yes.
Okay. If you tell him I have an obligation to turn this over because it's Rule 14 discovery, I need it right away, I've asked for it 5 times, what's the deal?
Those specific words, no, but the gist, yes.
Well, tell me what you said specifically.
I don't know.
Well, give me a best estimate of what you said.
Here is when I can tell that ADA Lally is lying. When he gets oddly specific. That means either he's lying about not remembering or he's lying about when it happened. Probably both. Probably both.
To Trooper Proctor after you asked 5 times
Objection.
search warrants that he didn't turn over.
Sustained.
So, did you keep any notes of your conversations with Trooper Proctor when you were asking for these 6 search warrants that he didn't give you?
No.
Why not?
For the we're only 15 minutes in. This is, he just, for the first 10 minutes, he described how good he is at taking notes. But this specifics, with the search warrants that wasn't handed over, he has no notes. Isn't that strange?
It was something that I knew that was outstanding. It was something that I had asked for in written form numerous times. I didn't feel the need to write a note that I asked for it again.
Why not? Why not? In your notes, Trooper Proctor is being an asshole. He is not handing it over, so I went over him at this date with more diplomatic wordings. Why wouldn't you take down that note? This asshole is not giving me something that Rule 14 requires me to hand over to the defense.
So that's the first sit down. Did you send emails after the first sit down saying, hey, you promised me you're going to send these 6 search warrants, I still don't have them?
Objection, assuming facts.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the
Did you
question?
send another email to Trooper Proctor after you had the sit down at sometime in December of 2021 saying, hey, you still didn't send those 6 search warrants, can you send them over?
Yes.
How far after Mr. King's arraignment in December of 2021 did you send that email to Trooper Proctor?
I don't know.
Was it a year?
I don't think so, no.
What do you think? What's your best estimate of when you sent that email after you sat down with Trooper Proctor?
I would say probably a few months later.
All right.
A few fucking months later is his best estimate. You know what I think? I don't think he... now, his conversations with Trooper Proctor should be discoverable by now. I don't know if they have asked for it, but they should. Even because at this point in time, they can't really blame work product because this is a Rule 14 violation. They can be really specific. We want the emails where Lally tells Proctor to hand the fucking warrants the fuck over. They can be really specific to not go into the other work product, to do a reach around.
A few months.
Yes.
So February, March of 2022.
Thank you,
is that what you're
David.
thinking?
I don't recall specifically.
I think you've been a member before, so thank you for coming back to me, David Traylor. Thank you. And for you other people who are thinking about becoming members, you get early access to all my videos, everything from a few hours before or even the day before, early access. I have specific members-only videos and streams, and you have your own emojis on YouTube's. I'm trying to figure out how to do the same over at Rumble. I haven't figured it out yet. So the handful of members I have on Rumble, I will figure it out someday. But thank you, David, for becoming a member again.
So when you're in this room with Trooper Proctor asking about the 6 search warrants, do you ask him for his file? Like, give me your whole file so I can go through it and figure out what's in it?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
You're there. There's outstanding discovery. You have the obligation, not the police officer. Why don't you ask?
I entrusted that whatever discovery I was requesting, I would get at some point in a timely fashion and then turn it over.
But you didn't get it. You asked for it 5 times. You didn't get it. You had to go see him. You have him right there now, and you still don't say, give me your file? Let me go through it?
No, I did not.
And when he says you'll get the search warrants, I'll send them to you. Did he have them? Did he have copies of the search warrants? He just wasn't giving them to you?
That I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Oh, they will. Proctor, I believe, is scheduled for... When was it? Let's see here. If I can find it. Because they had to reschedule. They didn't have time for Trooper Proctor today. So it was rescheduled, I think, first week of August. Yeah, thank you, Givi, or Givi. August 5th. If I can, I will. I will do that live. Thank you. Yeah, August 5th. If I can, I will. Oh, if you think my Snark is on an unusually high level today, oh, oh, I can't wait for former Trooper, disgraced Proctor to take the stand and try to, because everybody now is throwing Proctor under the bus because he's already fired. Oh, it's his fault. It's his fault. Former Trooper Michael Proctor, they do, if you by any chance is here or catch this on replay, they don't care about you. You are now the scapegoat for everything bad that happened that past decade with everything. They have to throw you under the bus to save cases. You will never work in law enforcement anyway, but you might, just might, come out as an anti-hero by spilling the beans. This is not witness intimidation because you are not, you're a witness in this one. I'm not in the United States. I don't give a shit. But it's still not witness intimidation to tell somebody, come forward and tell the truth. You're already disgraced. You need to redeem yourself in any way, shape, or form you can. Massachusetts State Police does not care about you anymore. You're a liability. The DA's office do not care about you. Do the right thing.
You don't get the search warrants in any event after that sit down, and you send another email. What's Trooper Proctor's response to that email?
Again, I don't know that I sent another email, but I know that there were subsequent conversations about it. Whether it was what format it was in, I don't know.
Okay, and at this point, you have to be getting a little upset with Trooper Proctor that you're asking for information that he's not giving you, right?
Objection.
Overruled.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, your question again?
You have to be getting a little upset at Trooper Proctor that you're asking him for information that he's not giving you, right?
I'd say upset, frustrated probably.
I'm sorry?
Frustrated probably.
But you
So
still
can you
did
clarify
jack
that just
shit.
I know.
Sure.
Yeah. Attorney, what's her name? Scarpaccio. I can't remember. For my Italian viewers or American Italian viewers, I apologize for me not knowing how to pronounce her name. Okay, so now they are having a sidebar. Ooh, they have a sidebar. Where is it? Where is it? Dun dun dun. Sidebar counter 1. Yeah, if you're new here, the trials I cover, I have a sidebar counter. The cases I cover, I have a sidebar counter. Let's skip ahead. Are we back? Oh.
In any event, ADA Lally, a couple of months goes by, you still don't have the 6 search warrants. What do you do?
I don't know. I mean, I specific to the 6 search warrants, I don't recall as far as there was a topic that was discussed repeatedly. Obviously, I never received them because I never provided them to you or to Ms. Costa.
He doesn't care. Even bad prosecutors, folks, even prosecutor Love, with all her flaws, all her sacrificing baby lambs to Satan, everything, she knew where to draw the line. Rule 14, the obligatory discovery handovers, yes. A lot of other things disappeared. A lot of reports were shredded, but the Rule 14, that she kept. Even her is better than ADA Lally.
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is you knew they existed and you knew that, let me just say, you knew that all 6 search warrants existed. Is that right?
Yes, we went through all six of the search warrants on the last day of the grand jury presentation on November 19th, 2021. That's in the grand jury minutes as far as going through each of the materials, each of the search warrants, that they were search warrants, how that material was obtained, and the material that was returned in response to 3 of the search warrants was marked as grand jury exhibits 33, 34, and 35.
Let's listen to this again.
On November 19th, 2021, to you or to Ms. Costa.
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is you knew they existed and you knew that, let me just say, you knew that all 6 search warrants existed. Is that right?
Yes, we went through all six of the search warrants on the last day of the grand jury presentation on November 19th, 2021.
All of a sudden, his memory returns and is extremely specific. This is not the only time this happens, because every time he thinks he has an edge on attorney Scarpaccio, he will be really specific. That tells me he knows and he remembers everything. All the things I don't recall, he does. Because he is oddly specific when he tries to get back at her. He knows. And this will not be the only time he does this. And for me, this is so telling. This is not him being incompetent. This is not him being lazy. This is him doing things because he thinks he can get away with it. Because he has gotten away with it. For how long has he been an ADA? 15 years? 20 years? And he's been getting away with it all the time. Until now.
That's in the grand jury minutes as far as going through each of the materials, each of the search warrants, that they were search warrants, how that material was obtained, and the material that was returned in response to 3 of the search warrants was marked as grand jury exhibits 33, 34, and 35.
Right, but not the search warrant.
Correct. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry.
Information in front of the grand jury about 6 search warrants that you hadn't seen, and you put returns or information that had been returned in front of the grand jury on search warrants you had never seen.
So with
Answer that question.
and I'm trying to, so
Okay.
with regard to those 3 search warrants, that was 306, 307, and 329, which were the call detail records for your client, the victim, Mr. Simmons, and Mr. Jeanette. The materials also that came back from the cell phone providers also contained a copy of the warrant, as well as the addendum to the warrant, which was then also provided to you and Ms. Costa in discovery.
But not the warrants themselves.
No, the warrants themselves and the addendums, not the application and not the affidavit.
Right, so you understand that in order to make a determination as to whether or not you're going to suppress certain information, you actually need what you asked for and what you, in the affidavit that told the clerk magistrate why you had probable cause, right?
Objection.
I can take judicial notice of that, and I'm sure Mr. Lally knows that.
Okay, so you get in front of the grand jury. When do you present?
Taking judicial notice is judge speak for I should sustain, but I'm not. I'm taking judicial notice because as an officer of the court, as an ADA for almost 20 years, he's obligated to know this by law. That this is the law. I mean, oh, thank you, K. Schmidt, for gifting memberships. Thank you so much. Now 5 more gets early access to my videos, access to members only stuff, and your own emojis, and also on my YouTube page, on the what's it called, the one where I post stuff. If you remember, there is a link to my Discord. So, and all of that for $3 a month. Thank you, K. Schmidt. Thank you so much. Yeah. What I'm hearing here is Lally doing stuff intentionally. Because in this discussion back and forth about the grand jury stuff, there's nothing wrong with his memory. Nothing. Maybe Brennan can ask him if he has memory issues. But I do believe his memory issues is more of the Dever's false memory issues or lying about having memory issues.
Present this case to the grand jury.
Began in July of 2021. That grand jury sat in July, August, and September. The presentation had not been completed at that point, so there was a motion to extend the grand jury. And I believe there was one subsequent date that we went before them on November 19th, 2021.
November what?
19th, 2021, that's when indictments were returned.
In 2021.
Correct.
Okay. So at some point when Mr. King is arraigned, you understand at that point, Rule 14 kicks in, right?
Yes, I mean, I'm thinking,
Right?
I'm thinking about Rule 14 well before that.
Okay. And you know, when you arraign Mr. King, you still don't have the search warrant. You have another conversation with Trooper Proctor about, hey, where are these search warrants? I have to turn them over.
I'm sure I did.
And do you know when that would have been?
I don't.
Okay.
And he's back to oh, my bad memory. Oh, hello, echo. Jesus Christ. How can he just sit? Well, he does it because he's always gotten away with it. They have their scapegoat in Proctor. But as I said at the beginning of this stream, well, early part of the stream, the state is the state, is the state, is the state. For the defendant, it doesn't matter if Lally intentionally withholds, or if Proctor threads, or if Tully displaces, or if Buchanan rehomes. They are all the state.
And then, remember at some point in December of 2021, receiving a discovery notice from me. Hey, First Witness, Your Honor.
Yes.
This is just my discovery notice.
That a discovery motion or what is
Motion,
that?
I'm sorry, motion, Judge.
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember, after having filed this motion, you asked the time to go through and make sure that you can comply with all the requests, right?
Yes.
And you didn't have any specific objections to anything that I was asking for, right?
At that time, no.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be glorious. Now they are going to talk about from 2021, late 2021. They have had numerous hearings about hand the fucking discovery over. And the representations ADA Lai has made to the court is interesting.
May I First Witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Sorry, Judge.
Is that an exhibit? Is that a docket entry?
It is a docket entry, Judge.
You know what it is?
I think it
Or we can mark that just so that there's a record of what you're showing the witness?
has my writing on it, Judge. So
All right,
I won't
so-
mark it. But I'll do it after the hearing. I'll find the exhibit and I'll make a clean copy and send it to the court, Judge. So once you get the discovery notice, you know for sure that there are certain categories of information that we're looking for, right?
Yes.
And number one is all automatic mandatory discovery under Rule 14, right?
Correct.
Would you consider those search warrants automatic mandatory discovery under Rule 14? Okay. And we were looking for any and all statements of witnesses, is that right?
Yes.
And we were looking for all exculpatory information, whether
The
tangible.
document speaks for itself.
Okay, that's fine, Judge. So after I filed this motion to December of 2021, you have another conversation with Trooper Proctor saying, give me the 6 search warrants.
I'm sure I did. My general practice is if there is any discovery motion that's filed by counsel, what I'll do is I'll send that to the appropriate police personnel as far as making requests and making sure that they're apprised of what's been at least asked for.
Excuse me. And did you do that in this case? Did you send my motion for discovery to Trooper Proctor, to the Milton Police, to the crime lab, to the medical examiner's office? Did you send it to all of those entities?
Why the fuck would you delegate a motions request? Why would you delegate that by just sending it? This defense attorney says we should hand it over. Why would you? why even remotely thinking that is okay to delegate that? A proper prosecutor, in my opinion, would, hey twat, they need this. Hand it the fuck over, or get over here and explain to me face to face why you haven't. Come here, bring it, or explain why, and then you will write an affidavit to the defense why you do not comply. You, not me, you. No, you just do what you want. Do what you want. Fucking twat.
Motion that you filed, yes.
Okay. And then what do you do to follow up with each of those entities? Let's start with the state police. They get a copy of my discovery motion. You're looking for all of the evidence that they have, and specifically these 6 search warrants that, for whatever reason, Trooper Proctor hasn't given you. When you follow up, how long does it take you to follow up from the time that you give them the motion until you get an answer from them?
Specifically, I don't know. Typically, I would give it a couple of weeks or so.
And after a couple, and in this case, did you give it a couple of weeks, you think?
Probably.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then I'll follow up again.
When you say follow up, do you send another email, or do you get in your car and drive down there and say, we got to end this, give me this stuff?
I email or a phone call.
Okay. And so did you email or phone call, or make a phone call to Trooper Proctor in this case?
I'm sure I did.
And what was his response
I don't
when
recall.
you asked for the 6 search warrants?
I don't recall.
Well, do you have any notes of your conversation with him? Remember you taking notes?
I don't believe so, no.
Is there a reason that you didn't take notes when you spoke to Trooper Proctor after these search warrants had become an issue? That you wouldn't take notes of what Trooper Proctor told you about the search warrants?
So you're asking me about a conversation that I don't recall specifically when it happened or exactly what was.
That is why you take fucking notes, you twat. So you don't have to sit there. Now, I'm confident he knows, at least in broad strokes, what they were talking about during these meetings. I believe he even took notes, but they are now mysteriously missing.
Said. So whether or not I took notes for that conversation, I don't know. What I would do typically in my general practice is to follow up with whoever I had outstanding discovery requests in relation to try to get whatever information that I was seeking.
Okay, and so did you follow up with Trooper Proctor about the 6 search warrants?
I'm sure I did, amongst probably a number of other items.
Okay, and then
A number of other. Why? Now they're talking about 2022, 2023. Where the fuck is our discovery? And you still don't care. His general practice is to do these things. Well, show it, asswipe. Show it. Don't say it, show it. And thank you to Danielle for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you who gifted memberships today. Thank you so much. Hi, Marsha. He sighs like Auntie Bev. Well, if they spend enough time with each other and are equally corrupted, they start sounding like each other.
you knew this case was going in for another date on discovery, right?
Yes.
And you knew you'd have to answer to the court what you've provided and what's outstanding. Isn't that typically how it goes on discovery dates?
Yes.
Did you ever tell the court, geez, like I have these 6 search warrants that Trooper Proctor has, I can't get my hands on them. Can you issue an order, or can you help me out here?
Did I do that? No.
So when you went to court, do you remember representing to the court that discovery was ongoing and that you were producing as much information as you could? Remember that?
Typically, that's what I would say if that was the case, yes.
Okay. But you knew when you represented that to the court that you didn't have the search warrants, right?
Yes.
So what was your plan? How are you going to get them?
As I stated, what my practice would be if there was some outstanding item of discovery, I would request it and follow up if I hadn't received it.
But you did that. You requested it 5 times. You went to see him. Then you got my discovery motion. You sent that to him. You waited another month. And then what happened?
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
Well, don't you tell him, get me these things now. I'm coming down your office.
Objection.
Overruled.
Did I ever tell him that? No.
Okay. So what do you do when he's not complying with your request? Let me ask you this. What's the policy in the office of the district attorney's office in Norfolk County when a state trooper is not complying with a request for discovery?
Objection.
Overruled if there is a policy.
What's the policy?
I don't know any specific policy related to that.
Okay.
Norfolk District Attorney's Office with Morrissey as head fat pig, mucus from the ass crack of an infected pig, does not have policies. So this is the entirety of that DA's office. Now I work exclusively within my area of law, employment, labor and employment. If you don't have a policy, you're fucked. If I come into a place of business that is under the umbrella of the Central Trade Agreement, and you do not have policies in place on how to handle issues, I'm going to fuck you over. Hard, long, and you will never forget me. I brought companies to bankruptcy, and I'm proud of it because how they treated their workers. Because they didn't have the proper policies, procedures in place. They didn't have it, which many of them are obligated by law, others through the trade agreement. If you try to fuck with my workers, I'm going to fuck you back.
So do you go to your supervisor then and say, hey, I've asked Trooper Proctor 5, 6, 7 times for these search warrants. I've been down to see him in person at least once. He's not giving them to me. What do I do?
No.
Did you ever have another case other than Mr. King and Ms. Gardner's case where a state trooper didn't give you search warrants that you had been asking for since before indictment?
Objection.
Overruled.
Any other case?
Not that I recall, no.
Your Honor, may I be heard on one slight issue? The discovery, the discovery request the counsel is speaking to, I don't believe that it was ever docketed. I don't have a copy of it. I've never seen it. So
The motion. The motion.
Motion for discovery was filed. He got.
It may not have reached the docket.
I want to make sure that you see it, though. Let's make sure you.
Speaking about it a lot here. And
No.
I've never seen it.
Attorney Scapiccio, can you just give it to Mr. McGee for a second?
Sure. You think it would be in the file?
I would think it would be in a file. Is that a clean copy?
That is a clean copy, Judge.
Can we mark that? Should we mark it?
It's unsigned and it's probably, I don't know if it's a draft or a,
Oh, the non-signed. All right, so let me get you a signed copy, Judge.
yeah, I don't know what was.
The bottom line is, this witness said he received it, Judge. I know I wouldn't have not filed it. We talked about it in the hearing. And I think there is a transcript, Judge, of a hearing where we talked about the discovery motion and the court had it.
All right, we'll
In front of it.
figure that out.
You guys took the transcript.
We do have ADA Hickman did have a copy.
You do have a copy.
I never saw it on the docket. I was working right off the docket.
Okay.
So,
And just so the record is clear, we have marked it. Do you want it marked as Exhibit 1 in this hearing?
yes, Judge.
Sure.
All right.
Get you a signed copy, apparently.
All right. That will be Exhibit 1.
Thank you. I'd also, at some point, Judge, like to mark the pretrial conference report in this case.
Thank you.
So this had never happened to you before, Attorney Lally, and You didn't go to Lyin, who was your supervisor, and ask her what to do. What was your plan? How were you going to solve it?
I don't recall specifically having a plan. If there were a situation where I was asking
I don't
trooper
recall
or
having
case
a
officer
plan.
for something,
You're a
and
fucking prosecutor. You have to have a plan on how to prosecute. No. Has no plan.
I had not yet received it, I might get that person's supervisor involved as far as saying I've asked.
Oh. Proctor supervisor. That would be Buchanan and Tully. Wouldn't it? Did you contact Trooper Bukaki and Tully, Mr. Lally? I don't think you did. And if you did, all of those notes are mysteriously missing.
For this a few times, I don't have it.
Okay, let's stop there. Trooper Tully was Trooper Proctor's supervisor, is that right?
Oh, top.
Yes.
Did you go to Trooper Tully and say, hey, I don't know what the deal is, but I can't get these 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor. Can you have him send them to me?
Specifically about the search warrants, I don't recall.
You didn't go to a supervisor.
I don't know if I did or I didn't.
But as you sit here today, you don't remember going to a supervisor, is that right?
I know that there were a number of meetings in relation to discovery that Lieutenant Tully was present for, along with Trooper Proctor, but going specifically to his office to demand 6 search warrants, I don't recall that.
Okay. So how much time goes by before you ask for the search warrants again?
I don't know.
Is it a year?
I don't know.
During the time period, you fair to say that we were appearing in court every couple of months on discovery, right?
Yes.
Did you ever notify the court on any of those court appearances that you were having trouble getting custody of the 6 search warrants that were issued in this case?
No.
Okay. Now, you talked about having meetings, discovery meetings. Tell us what those are.
At various points, probably more towards the early stages, or if there's something that's significant that comes up, it would be just a meeting in relation to, this is the discovery that's outstanding, this is what I'm looking for, what's the ETA on this, when should I expect to receive this?
And are those meetings in person or on the phone?
Typically in person.
And do they take place at the DA's office or at the state police?
Well, I mean, in this specific instance, the state police is attached to the DA's office, so it's the same building. So whether it was my end of the hall or their end of the hall, I don't know.
Okay. And do you remember discussing the search warrants and the outstanding nature of the search warrants at the first discovery meeting?
Yes.
And what was the response?
That the search warrants are still ongoing, as some of those search warrants were not just July. I believe it continued into probably September of 2021 as far as the last of the search warrants. I could be off on those dates, but
Really?
So how many motions or how many meetings do you have regarding discovery before the return of the search warrant in July of 2021, if that's the date?
not many. I mean, the murder occurs on July 10th, so there's not a lot of time in between that. So probably 2 at the most.
2, okay. And you don't take any notes on those meetings either?
I don't know.
But I guess I can't figure out, how do you keep track? If you have this list that says all these things are outstanding and you're having these meetings because there's things outstanding, if you're not taking notes at these meetings, how do you know what people are saying and when to expect the discussion?
So if there was something that specifically was known as far as, this is what's going on with this piece, and an anticipated sort of ETA on return or something, then yeah, there would probably be a note about that.
At that point, he remembers he contacted him, but not how. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, this is what happened with liars. Sooner or later, they forget the lie. And now Lally is a smart liar. He goes directly into I don't recall. But that doesn't work for me, and I assume for many of you as well, because as I said half an hour ago or something, when he thinks he can get back on attorney Scarpaccio, sorry folks, I don't remember her name. He is oddly specific about dates, times, who he met, when, where, what, who, what. Yeah. Because that is not a lie. So he remembers. The other things he can't recall because he's lying. And that is his defense mechanism. Shit, I can't entangle myself into more lies because then it will become obvious. Well, that's too late. So, yeah, as Givi says, he's holding on to that plausible deniability, tooth and nail. Yeah, but it's so obvious that he's lying his teeth off.
All right, so let's assume that the returns came back the latest July of 2021. Let's give you 3 months, August, September, October. October of 2021. Are you asking again for the search warrants that you still don't have?
We've been over this time period. I'm trying to figure out you went all the way through arraignment and on the number of meetings and emails back and forth. I get it, but maybe you want to cover new ground.
I'm just trying to figure out, so let me ask the question. So when do you realize that you never turned over the search warrants? When do you realize that?
As far as the 2021?
Back up. When do you get the search warrant in your custody?
In my custody?
Yeah.
I would say probably I became aware of it
Oh.
about a month ago.
He became aware of it a month ago. Oh, are those still missing? So this short-faced piece of human garbage tries to tell the world that he forgot. And only a month ago, 3.5 fucking years later. Oh, I still haven't gotten they are still not turned over. Now, he handed this case over late last year. And not until a month ago, he realized, whoopsie daisy, never. Yeah, no.
In 2025?
Yes.
July of 2025 or June of 2025?
Yes.
Is the first time you became aware that you didn't turn over the search warrant?
Yes, if I had been aware earlier, then I would have turned over the search warrants.
We have been at it for half an hour with you about you knowing that you didn't have it because Proctor didn't hand it over. And now you try to claim that, no, I became aware of it a month ago. Yeah, as Givi says, he forgot them after the grand jury, but he still remembers the number of the warrants. The 306, 307, and 320 something. That's very specific. He knows everything about those damn warrants. He just tries to make Proctor the scapegoat. And again, the state is the state is the state is the state. For the defendant, it doesn't matter who is withholding material. They are all one and the same in the state.
But you had your list, right? You had your list that said 6 search warrants outstanding, right?
Yes.
You didn't ever check that off, right?
No.
So you knew they were outstanding, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then When did they get to your file?
Again, so as far as my file, they did not. Again, I became aware of it after the case had been transferred from myself to ADA Hickman.
Well, let's talk about that. What date was the case transferred from you to ADA Hickman?
I'd say probably somewhere in October or November of 2024.
2024.
Yes.
And how does the case, let me just say in general, how does the case get transferred from one DA to another? Is there a policy within the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office of what needs to get done to transfer a file?
No policy, no.
Okay. So what did you do in this case with Mr. King and Mr. Gardner to ensure that your complete file got in the hands of ADA Hickman?
So I physically took the physical file from my office to ADA Hickman's office.
Okay. And did you have a conversation with her?
Yes.
And did you tell her, hey, there's 6 search warrants that I was never able to get from Trooper Proctor?
Again, if I had known or remembered that the 6 search warrants were still outstanding, then I would have got them and provided them. So no.
You just told the court that you knew, that you keep a list, that you, over the course of at least a year, 5 or more times had to remind Trooper Proctor and also visited him. And now all of a sudden you don't, it just went out the window. It's so stupid. Of course he remembers it. He just told us he remembers that they were never handed over. But here he says, nah, if I've known, I would have said it. Blah, 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 blah. This is so stupid.
I did not reference that specifically.
But then at some point, ADA Hickman has to come back to you and say, did you not turn over these 6 search warrants? Say that to you?
No.
She never did.
Nope.
Did I get raided
Did you
about
have
an
a
hour
conversation
ago
with
and didn't
ADA
know
Hickman
it?
about the
What?
outstanding 6 search warrants?
I wonder if I got raided. I see on the analytics here. I think I got raided about an hour ago. I'm so sorry I didn't notice. I was busy cursing and snarking. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. I don't know who I was raided, and I can't remember seeing it mentioned in the chat.
Not until recently, no.
Okay, and what transpired?
Objection.
Sustained.
Well, so when you told the court
That could be it.
that discovery was almost complete,
Well, I don't think Peter raided me, but people went off his and saw I was on. Because if Peter raided me, I would have numbers in the thousands, and I don't.
did you know when you made that representation that the 6 search warrants were still outstanding?
Objection.
I don't know what time frame we're talking about.
I also, as I've stated in my opposition, I've reviewed the FDRs on this from December and February and the other dates in 2025. That statement was never made. So,
That's
and then
what I want to
December
date. That's what I want to date.
and October as well, when Your Honor set this for trial. Thank you.
That's weird objection.
When's the last time you remember answering on this case?
I believe it was December of 2024.
Could it have been January of 2024?
January 2024?
Oh, so let me back that up. In January 2024, were you still
Yeah, he handed over the case late last year. So it's just 8 months ago. And they have had every 2-3 months, they have gone over, there's been hearings, there's been motions hearings, there has been discovery motions. But it just fell out of his mind the moment he handed it over to the next DA.
representing the Commonwealth?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember there being a hearing regarding discovery?
Not specifically, but I'm sure there were.
And do you remember, excuse me, do you remember the court asking about discovery and how the discovery was proceeding?
I'm sure it happened. I don't recall that specific date or what was asked.
I have covered. I'm going towards 40 trials on this channel. I have been reading up about as many more that never got interesting enough to cover, or just because I have other cases going on. I've never seen or read a hearing where the prosecutor loses memory between hearings. If anything, by every hearing, they remember more, because in the back and forth between attorneys and prosecutors, they have recollection about anything that was misspoken or spoken, the answers they were given. And now I have a vague recollection watching this part and thinking to myself something really specific, because all of a sudden Lally here starts using some words that are really, really telling. I will pause when we get, well, I will pause anyway once in a while, but yeah, it gets worse, folks.
Okay. And do you remember telling the court in January of 2024 that you were hopeful that by March of 2024, we could proceed forward because discovery would be complete? Remember that?
I don't.
Okay. May I approach the witness?
Yes.
It's from when? That wasn't even
January 2024.
This is not a sidebar. This is just her handing over stuff to Lally.
Okay.
May I approach the witness?
Yes.
I'm going to give you the transcript of the appearance before this court on January 24, 2024, and ask you to look on page 5 and tell me, read that the bottom of page 5 to yourself and the top of page 6.
Yes.
Does that refresh your memory as to whether or not in January 2024 you told this court that substantially discovery was complete? There might be 1 or 2 items that are outstanding, but can we get them to us?
I didn't read that portion. I was reading the highlighted portion. If I could have a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, he has been making representations to the court on how good they have been with handing stuff over. There's just a few items missing. And here we are with the original search warrants and affidavits still missing.
I'm sorry, I'm not seeing what you're referring to in that.
Well, do you remember
transcript.
telling the court, Your Honor, I think as far as discovery goes, we're in a fairly good position. Did you say that to the court?
I may have.
Look at lines 16, 17, and 18 on the document that's in front of you, Ms. Lally.
And what page, Ms. Attorney?
Page 4, lines 16, 17, and 18. The court asks, where are we, Ms. ADA Lally? And you say, Your Honor, I think as far as discovery goes, we're in a fairly good position. Did you say that?
Again, I'm sorry. In the transcript that you handed me, I don't see that.
Let me see, it's a different one. Do you remember, hold on, let me get this right. Do you remember telling the court, I was wrong, you were right. Do you remember telling the court there may be a couple of outstanding pieces, talking about discovery, that I'll check on, and some other pieces that I was speaking to Ms. Coster about, but I think hopefully that by March 11th date, we should be able to proceed forward. Remember saying that to the court?
Do I remember saying that to the court? No.
Does reading that refresh your memory that you said it to the court?
I didn't read that portion. On what page are we on?
Yes.
You can read from here over to here.
Okay.
To yourself, please.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
Yes,
starting to
that's
sound like
that refresh your
Devour
memory?
Deaver.
Maybe allowing that you indicate to the court that, get this exactly right, there may be a couple of outstanding pieces that I'll check on, and some other pieces that I was speaking to Ms. Coster about, but hopefully by the March 11th date, we should be able to proceed forward. Did you say that to the court?
Well, those are two. So does it refresh my memory? No, but according to that transcript, that's what I said. Yes.
Okay. And you know at that point that there were still 6 outstanding search warrants that you didn't have?
No. Again, if I had known, then I would have gotten them and provided.
The first 40 minutes, well, first half hour, she went through this with him. How they were missing, how he contacted Proctor several times, talking about it, meeting with Proctor, but suddenly, 2 years later, no recollection whatsoever. Liar, 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 liar. Yeah, and folks, this is the hearing that Judge Bev should have had, but she never allowed. She wrote, what was it? 20-something page decision filled with garbage, noise, and thoughts and prayers, and some absolutely shit-faced bogus, and then denied the hearing.
Okay. But weren't we talking about search warrants on this day?
You're talking about 2022 search warrants, which were in a subsequent notice of discovery related to a cell tower dump. You were provided all of those as far as the application, the affidavit, the return, and copies of the warrants themselves.
And there he is again. Every time he thinks he can get back at her, he knows exactly what was spoken about. But everything else, don't recall. This is how you can tell a liar. Because when they have the truth, something that can be checked through court records, excellent memory. Anything he might get away with, no recollection. This is, I mean, you can't get a redder, bigger flag about somebody actively lying than this.
So we're talking about search warrants,
Separate search warrants, yes.
and nothing's ringing a bell that you didn't turn over 6 search warrants?
Apparently not.
Okay. So the 2022 search warrants that we talked about in court back on January 24th of 2024. At that point, Mr. King was indicted. Is that right?
Yes.
Was Ms. Gardner indicted?
Yes.
All right. So what process did you go through to issue the 2022 search warrants after indictment?
Through this court.
I'm sorry?
Through this court.
So you went to Superior Court and asked for these search warrants. Is that right?
Myself personally, no.
Well, did you notify defense counsel that you were asking for search warrants in a case where a client had already been indicted?
No.
Do you know whether or not there's an obligation on behalf of the district attorney's office to notify defense counsel post-indictment if you're moving to request additional search warrants?
They weren't search warrants that were pertaining to the defendants. They were.
Do you know whether or not there is an obligation on behalf of the district attorney's office, you specifically, to notify defense counsel if you're seeking search warrants after indictment?
Objection. If this is a legal, yeah.
Sustained.
Thank you.
So in any event, we're talking about search warrants in January of 2024. You don't say anything about the search warrants that are still outstanding, those 6. And you tell the court there's only a few things that are outstanding then. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then we come back, we suggest March, and we come back in March. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Then in March, do you tell the court, Your Honor, as far as discovery goes, we're in fairly good position. In regard to that, I believe that was turned over just prior at the last date, so there may be a couple of other additional items of discovery that I need to get and turn over. But otherwise, I think we're in a fairly good position. Did you say that to the court, sir?
Again, I don't.
Finish, Your Honor.
Yes.
And
These
she has the
transcripts in the
receipt.
FTR, what's on the FTR, what was said by whom, when, is all a matter of public record, and we can look at the FTR and get it. So specific quotes and what was said, what was represented, that's part of the record, and we can see
But I
that.
just have to set it up so I can ask the question that I want to ask, Judge.
Great.
Thank you. So after having made that representation to the court, did you do anything to get the 6 search warrants?
No.
What were the outstanding matters as far as you understood back in March of 2024?
I don't recall exactly what we were talking about on a court date in March of 2024.
Do you have any notes that would refresh your memory as to what was outstanding at that point?
I might.
You might.
And would they be in your file?
If they were anywhere, that's where they would be, yes.
Okay. Now,
Yeah, I don't think.
other
they
than
are
the discovery
still there.
motion that we filed, did we also file a pretrial conference report in this case?
That I don't recall.
Okay. But you understand, normally we file a pretrial conference report where you agree to give me what I'm asking for, and we agree to file motions on stuff we can't agree on. Is that typically how it goes?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't remember signing a pretrial conference report? Not that you didn't, you just don't recall.
I don't recall every pretrial conference report I've signed.
Okay. And then we talked about the meeting with the state police. Did you have any meetings with the Milton police regarding outstanding discovery?
In-person meetings? No.
Did you send the Milton police the same type of discovery request that you would have sent to the state police?
Yes.
And did you follow up with the Milton police the same way that you say you followed up with the state police?
Yes.
And did you follow up specifically with Lieutenant Collins?
Yes.
And so what in your mind was outstanding on the Milton discovery that you were communicating with Lieutenant Collins regarding?
At what time?
Let's start at the beginning.
Again, it's the same type of information that you asked about before, as far as reports or photographs or any material that they might have pertinent to the case.
So whatever the Milton police turned over to you, would you have kept notes of that somewhere?
Yes.
Or there have been emails back and forth between you and Milton about what transpired?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any trouble getting information from the Milton Police Department?
No.
Isn't that strange? Milton Police Department. Oh, yeah, here it is. Oof. Easy peasy. Proctor? Apparently not that easy.
When you asked for things, did they return your email and give you what you were looking for?
Yes.
Were there any reports from the Milton Police Department that you say you didn't have before you turned the case over to ADA Hickman?
There was one report, yes.
And what was that report regarding?
Mr. Turner.
I'm sorry?
Mr. Turner.
And what about Mr. Turner?
There was a report in the materials that ADA Hickman turned over in 2025 that was, I believe, offered by Detective Sergeant Clifford Murphy pertaining to Mr. Turner that I had never seen before.
Okay, and do you know why that wasn't turned over by the Milton Police Department?
No.
Did you go down to the Milton Police Department and look through their file?
No.
At any point in time when you were representing the Commonwealth, in this case, did you go down to the Milton Police Department and look through their files?
No.
Is that something that you would normally do in a homicide case? Go to the police officer's office and ask for the file?
At what point in the case?
At any point.
Typically, that would be something that I would endeavor to do closer to trial.
Closer to trial?
Yes.
So how could you make sure your obligation was satisfied if you're not meeting with the police until right before trial?
An ongoing duty and obligation that extends even beyond a trial.
Right, that's not my point. My point is, if you're not meeting with them and you're not going through their information, how do you know you've turned everything over to the defense?
Because I've requested it and I've been given assurances or information indicating that that is what they have.
Let me ask you the same question about the state police. Did you ever go through the state police file while you were handling the case, as opposed to making requests and even sitting down with the state police to make, face-to-face requests on an ongoing basis and all the follow-up contacts that you had? Did you ever actually request their whole file to go through it yourself?
No.
Okay.
He never requested to go through the entire file. Never. He has been a prosecutor for almost 20 years. And he apparently, never, ever actually went through the police files. See, I don't buy it. I really don't. Because it's impossible to prosecute at all without. But then again, then you have the plausible deniability. If you don't know what's in the files, you don't have to hand it over. You can deny in hearings with the defense, we believe this exists. And Lally can sit there with a straight face and say, I have not seen anything like that. Yeah, because he never checked the actual files. He did the bare minimum to meet some standard, a substandard. Yeah. All, as Anna Banana says, all the cases Lally has ever prosecuted need to be looked at. Yeah. Because if this, and I say this is the entirety of the Norfolk DA's office under Meatball, under Morrissey, the fat fuck. They have made it into a sport to not hand over evidence. Because if you never look at the files, you can always sit in court and tell the judge, they don't have evidence of this existing. We can't go on a fishing expedition. They don't know. Yeah, because you can say that because you yourself never actually check the files. It is so corrupt. And it starts with Morrissey.
And can you tell us, was there a policy within the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office of sitting down with police departments, whether it's state police or Milton Police, and reviewing their file prior to trial?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So how far in advance of trial do you finally sit down and go through, let's take the Milton Police box?
It would depend, case to case, but it's something that I would probably do at least a few months ahead of trial.
A few months. And is that the first time that you put your hands on the actual box, or are you still dependent upon the Lieutenant Collins and other officers to give you what you're looking for?
Oh, that would be a time where I'm actually like, let me see the file and ensure that I have everything that you have.
Okay. And is there any prohibition to that meeting that you have a couple of months prior to trial happening right after indictment?
No, and that would be my practice now. So you're asking about sort of my general practice at the time. That would have been it at the time, but now I would do that much, much earlier in a case.
Now, as in after you handed this case over to a new prosecutor back in December, now all of a sudden, after almost 20 years, you have this revelation. Oh, I should actually do my job. Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute. I don't even know what other cases does Lally actually sit on? Or is it just a mantelpiece in the DA's office?
Okay. And the state police the same way? Did you sit down with them at some point and look through their file, or you never looked through their file?
No, as His Honor just asked, no, I didn't.
Okay. So I guess my question is, how did it work? Did they only look through their file and send you what you're asking for? Or at any point did they send you, here's everything that we have?
My request and my ask was for everything they had. So as far as me then double checking to ensure that I have everything they have, that would be something that would occur later on. And as I just indicated, my practice now would be to do that much earlier in the case.
Okay.
You're such a liar.
When you go in this case.
Yeah, I mean, you can draw the conclusion that he's now admitting that he, for almost 20 years, up until lately, had a practice of misconduct. That was his general practice, was misconduct. You can draw that inference. I will. Yeah, what changed? Yeah, what changed? Can read the FBI investigation that I still to this day say, oh, the FBI investigation was closed and nothing happened. I say it was that part of the FBI investigation was concluded. That doesn't mean that the overall FBI investigation into the DA's office was closed. I believe it's still ongoing because you have this case. They are watching Lally. Everything he says here, they are paying attention to. I can guarantee it. The feds are watching this. Well, not me, but this. Well, if they're watching me, hello, please let me into the United States. I'm a good person, I promise. But I don't think it's closed by a long shot. You have the Brian Walsh case. Same people, same cops, investigators. Sandra Birchmore, same fucking cops, same damn investigators. The Turtle Boy case, same motherfucking cops, same DA's office. There's no way the FBI investigation is done.
You knew we had picked a September 8th trial date, right?
I was aware, yes.
Okay. So you knew the case was ready for trial on September 8th. When were you planning on sitting down with the Milton police and going through their file?
As the case was reassigned to ADA Hickman around the time that we selected the trial date, I don't know that I had a specific plan to do that. I did have a specific plan to meet with ADA Hickman to go through the file to ensure that she had everything that was there.
So by the time she had taken over in January of 2025, you had not made any plans to sit down with the Milton police to go through their file, is that right?
She had taken over prior to that, but no, I hadn't.
Okay, and the same with the state police, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, so when you're updating ADA Hickman, when she takes over the case, do you tell her, I've never actually seen the files, it's on my list of things to do, but I never get down there, you should get out and take a look at the files?
Not that specific, but yes.
What did you tell her?
That, during the regular trial preparation or meeting with the officers as it gets closer to trial, I would do that, but I hadn't done that yet.
Okay. So, I'm still trying to understand, is there like when the police give you something, Do they just email it to you, or is there like a list to say, we gave ADA Lally these documents on this date?
As far as their list,
Yes.
I have no idea what they have.
Why
Okay.
not? How do you not
So
know
don't
that?
to say today if they have
What?
an index of all the things they say they gave to you.
I don't.
Okay. And do you, on the opposite side, have an index of the things you got from them?
It would be contained within those requests, yes.
All right. So at some point, do you print out all your requests and say, okay, let me just make sure I have everything here. I've been requesting something since, December of 2021. I want to make sure I have everything. Do you sit down and do that at some point to make sure everything you requested, you've received?
My general practice would be, yes, and that would be as I know we're getting closer to a trial date.
Attorney Scapiccio, it's a little after 11, and we're going to be able to go until about 11:10. And then I have to break because we're going to have to do the motions to suppress on the two other matters. So we need to think about an appropriate time to break. Maybe now is a good time to break, and we need to talk about another date when we can come back and continue the hearing.
So you're on.
Okay. Attorney Lally, you can step down. Thank you.
Yeah. So, ADA Lally, Attorney Lally, will return. I think the date was August 5th. And after this clusterfuck, that is in 2 weeks. So he can now prepare, because now he's aware of what kind of trouble he's in. He will probably look back at his answers, because he's not stupid. He's just a moron, but he's not stupid. Now, he can't really talk to Proctor because he's fired, but he can talk to Tully and the others. Probably will, not on the record, because that's Lally for you. Desperately trying to cover his own ass. Desperately trying to cover his own ass. And I do not think he will succeed that well. Folks, this here, the King case, this is just the beginning. They will call Proctor and Tully, and probably, depending on what these people say, other people will be involved. And as I said earlier, Proctor, you can't come clean. What other choice do you have? They will throw you under the bus so hard, you will be a wet stain on the bumper. Come clean. Spill the beans. Spill the beans. But that is Legal Snark reacts to Lyin Lally. And it's so obvious he's a lying piece of shit. He is the mucus in the ass crack of an infected pig. That is his worth. Proctor refusing to testify. Well, he's subpoenaed. He will be subpoenaed. If he's pleading the fifth, well, oh. Yeah. I don't think he can refuse. I think that this, I hope this judge will put him on the stand. And if he pleads the fifth, I'm hoping for a contempt of court. A civil contempt of court where let's try again tomorrow. You're spending the night in jail. And then oddly timed vacation. In that case, Jennifer, oddly timed vacation. Well, they have other people they can force to testify. He will be back on vacation at some point in time. But that, folks, is what I had for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I will redirect you to my Lego build/interview with Aiden, Turtle Boy, Connie. That starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's me. it's Dave from Making Law Simple, it's Valhalla Awaits, and it's Wendy H. So the three of us are building Lego and talking, and Wendy is moderating and putting up. Well, if you have questions and stuff like that, she will pay attention to it. So this will be an interview of the type most of you haven't seen before. I hope we will get this interview in the upper echelon of all the interviews Aidan has done. It's also going to be a fundraiser. So I'm going to send you all guys over there, and it starts in an hour, roughly an hour and 25 minutes. So, folks, with that, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for staying members. Thank you guys over at Rumble. And I'm going to send you all off with the Free Turtle Boy song. See you later today.
Dr. Turtle Boy walks the line, truth in his hands. Fingers point at shadows, he's breaking their plans. Corrupt suits in the courthouse playing their game, but the lies they sling won't tarnish his name. They try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtle Boy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night. Bogus charges flying, but they can't stick. He's cutting through the darkness, sharp and quick. The gavel pounds, but his voice won't break. No matter how much they take and fake, they try to bury him, but he won't go down. Fighting for justice in every crooked town. Dr. Turtle Boy standing tall in the fight. Truth's his weapon shining through the night. His ground in the face of their lies. His courage resounds. For every false word there's a light he ignites. A warrior for truth under courthouse lights. He's been bruised, but he won't lose the war. Kicking down the gates of corruption's door. Dr. Turtle Boy still chasing the sun. The fight's far from over, but he's never done.